World's smallest Rubik's Cube unveiled, and it comes with a hefty price tag.
The smallest Rubik's
The
Cube?
world's smallest Rubik's Cube might have the world's highest price tag, too. The fully functional six-sided puzzle cube by Japanese toy maker Mega House is so tiny it could fit under a fingernail, and you might need tweezers to solve it.
All right, this is dumb.
I just advertised this as the dumbest story I've read to you in a decade.
You were right.
Thank you. At the price of $5,320, the cube was made available for pre-order on the manufacturer's website on Thursday and is expected to deliver next April.
But why would anybody want to pay more for that one than the others?
Because people are stupid.
And why would you want to do a Rubik's Cube with tweezers?
Because people are stupid.
And now finally something small is better. I've been waiting 53 years for someone to validate that, hey, something that is that small is the best. Now it's a Rubik's Cube?
Would you like to elaborate?
No. Nope.
Sure.
Mel, are you buying one for your son?
Yeah, that's a little out of the price range for him. I was thinking they do have so many different types though now. It's just kind of crazy.
Doing? What are we doing?
How do you like your Rubik's Cube? Do you like it bigger or do you like it smaller?
I like it life size. Like every cube is the size of a human. So you basically got to use a ladder to walk around it and try to spin it. I haven't even tried it. I tried a Rubik's Cube maybe twice in my entire life. You know what I did with it? I threw it against the wall.
Yeah, I hate it. Hate it. It's not for dumb people like me.
Yeah, me either. But that's not for... No, time out. I get it full. At 20, I'm going to turn it into a full. You are not classified as smart just because you can memorize the pattern. And this is no disrespect to your son, Alex, who I know can do the Rubik's Cube faster than anyone, and I'm sure he's smart as the day is long. But just in general terms, just because you can solve the Rubik's Cube doesn't necessarily make you smart.
But I think there's something to problem solving.
You probably have people that solve the Rubik's Cube and are lighting their own farts in the backyard later in the day.
That's probably true, but I do think the people who are better at this are better at logical thinking and problem solving.
No chance.
No, you don't believe that?
Rubik's Cube, is it the NFL draft combine of aptitude tests?
Ooh, interesting.
It is. It's really just a skill that you've honed nowadays. When it was first introduced,
but it doesn't have any connection to anything else, right?
Not
because
really.
you basically just
you're
memorize
memorizing the algorithm of how to solve it. Now, there's multiple different types of algorithms to do it, but the truth is, like back when it was introduced in the '80s, and you couldn't just hop on YouTube and find out how you had to turn it. It actually, I think, meant a little more to solving it.
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those people when I grew up. I'm not talking about the people looking on YouTube.
Okay, do you remember the people when you were growing up who were doing the Rubik's Cube? Were they necessarily smart, well-adjusted people?
Well, we were kids. None of us were smart, well-adjusted.
No disrespect meant to Alex.
Like, I got one side. I was able to get one side.
You offended him a little bit there, Tom.
No, I did
A little
not.
bit,
I did not. No, it was not
You offended him a
intended.
little bit. You offended him a little
then
bit.
you're just being sensitive because it wasn't meant that way. Intention is really an important commodity.
And then this is where you got the cube lubricant, right?
Excuse me? Oh, yeah. Right. So you didn't get a blister.
Lube. You got to lube up your cube.
Lube your cube.
The P. Diddy of Rubik's
Oh,
Cube.
time out now.
Why?
No, those are not dots you connected this time, sir. Have a little more couth and class. I don't think you take the Rubik's Cube and the manipulation of the Rubik's Cube
We're
in
talking
any
about
way, shape,
are we
or
talking about-
form connected to the Diddy story.
Just talking about baby oil.
Maybe that's Diddy's defense.
He likes
I'm just
to play
a
with the
Rubik's
Rubik's
Cube
Cube, yeah.
enthusiast.
Yes. That's why he needs baby oil.
California educator has been accused of cruelty after awarding bonus points to students who don't take a bathroom break during class.
Oh, so he doesn't. Yeah.
He doesn't what? Yeah.
He doesn't want them leaving the class.
Right, because he's teaching.
Right. And then, like, I get it. Like, a lot of the kids use that as an excuse. I got to go to the bathroom. But if you do have to go to the bathroom, like, you shouldn't not gain points because nature's calling.
That is true. And I will pull the curtain back on a situation that I had with my daughter, my youngest daughter, in college as a freshman. She was taking an exam, and the rule basically was you can't, I mean, it was an hour and 10-minute exam. It was a final exam. She's a freshman in college. And the rule was that you can't get up and go to the bathroom because of the fear that you may be accessing. Yeah. The teacher, and it was a rule unless you had kind of like an emergency. They just didn't want everyone stepping up. My daughter got up the first time and asked and said, I really have to go to the restroom. I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I'm going to pee my pants as a freshman in college right here in the room. She said, no, sit down and finish your test. So my daughter got up the second time and asked again, and she said no. My daughter ended up leaving the room crying because the woman, this is college, wouldn't let her go to the bathroom. So much so, I actually had to send a text to the woman to ask her what the F was wrong with her.
And you're paying
This is
for
college.
this. And you're paying tuition.
ABGs at my alma mater. I had to send a text to the teacher and say, are you out of your effing mind?
Well, how did she respond?
I'm so sorry. There was a misunderstanding. I go, here's your misunderstanding. She needed to go to the bathroom. She's a 20-year-old woman. She took her phone and put it on the desk and said, I'm not taking my phone with me. There's nothing I have on me. I have to go to the bathroom. I almost flew to Boston because I was so angry. I didn't, but, can you imagine?
No, like when you. And
What
then,
if you had to drop a deuce?
And that's the most angry I've seen you get is when it comes to stuff with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fight you for my children. For me, I don't
So
care.
what was the topic again about this bathroom thing? About
Bonus
like,
points awarded to students who
extra
don't
credit
take.
for students who don't use the bathroom.
Are you in favor of extra credit?
No, I think if you have to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom. We're not giving you less credit or more credit. We're not penalizing you if you have to go to the bathroom. All you have to do is, if it's a test, leave your phone on your desk.
You know, I don't think if it's bonus points, it's not.
What if I have a bladder problem?
No, but here's
Jeff?
okay, but what are the? How do they put in place? Like, if you take one bathroom break during the semester, are you losing out on substantial?
You get one a week.
My daughter's math teacher has a rule that they only get one bathroom pass per week, and if they don't use it, they get academic extra credit.
I don't
said the
think.
mother.
I don't think that's terrible.
What if you have a
Like,
peeing problem?
or if you just have to go to the bathroom once every blue moon and you don't, and you miss out on. But you miss out on extra credit simply because you have to go to the bathroom.
But the point is, it's extra credit, so you can certainly still
Is that how
achieve.
you earn extra credit.
Can I just ask that the four of us just apply common sense to this?
Yeah, I would
if
like-
you're Johnny and you're going to the bathroom every 15 minutes, I understand why you have a problem. If this is something that isn't...
But that's why it incentivizes the students to not take advantage
plan
of this.
ahead.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm sure there's in-between periods where
What
they...
about upset stomach?
And that's... Okay, but how often does it happen? More than once a week?
Me? I have,
Yeah, you're... How old are you, 54?
57.
57, no problem. You look like a
you.
54,
Thank you,
a
Mallard.
youthful
This is
57.
what I would like a kid to do. I'd like a kid to pee in a cup, put it up on the teacher's desk, and say, do I earn my extra credit? I didn't go to the bathroom.
I like it. Or bring in a stadium pal and leave it on the teacher's desk afterwards.
How do you like this?
listen,
Where's my extra credit? I
why-
didn't have to go to the bathroom.
Why are you reliant on the extra credit to pass the class? This is simply...
that's a different
It's a simple
conversation.
incentive to say, hey, you know what? Plan accordingly. Try to go to the bathroom before
How
class
about-
starts.
There you go.
Once a week.
So we don't have to attach rewards to being common sense motivated.
And the problem is, though, because listen, this is why you don't want to get to the point where
you know what? I want to fly to Boston right now and have a word
Go
with
get
this
her.
woman
Go get her.
that this was a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and
you
I've
go
just-
get her.
because here's the thing. Think about it, though, Waddle. That's what this helps avoid, is the teacher doesn't have to make a judgment call. Like, oh, should I allow this student who seems to go to the bathroom every day
Why do you
at
always
this
side
time?
with the man? Why is it that you always
The
side
educators?
with the man?
I'm in favor of education. So sorry. I don't...
Smart educators, though, Maller. I mean, I don't know if you're
That's
siding
my
with
point.
the smart ones.
No, you don't. I think this is a decent policy. hey, guess what?
I think you
If
earn
can,
extra credit by doing extra assignments, not by holding it in.
But I think here's the thing. But the truth is that all you have to do is sit in class and be in attendance for the week. It's not that big of an expectation.
What if Johnny's got a bladder infection and has to go to the
so
bathroom?
he
Are
misses.
you saying there are
I'm saying
exceptions?
he goes. It doesn't hurt his grade. He just doesn't get the extra couple of points
But
for
then it's
attending
an unfair
class.
playing field because he has a medical condition.
What? So medical condition. You got a doctor's note. You know what? We can probably overlook that.
Okay, I just wanted to know if that was
Again, though, these are extenuating circumstances. I think the problem is for every student who abuses the privilege of going to the bathroom.
Who would have thought that this would have been the big debate of the show?
Forget Bears and Panthers in the offensive line.
Or cheering for the team or against the team that just
here's
beat
the
you.
deal. Your son is a great athlete. He's a distance runner. He's a soccer player. He's getting, like, I got class today, and at 5 o'clock, we have a big game with Evanston, whoever you're playing. I want Alex to stay hydrated. So maybe Alex is overhydrating, especially because he's got a soccer game, and it's going to be 98 degrees out there.
I also recall
what if Alex has to go to the bathroom twice.
I also
he's drinking a lot of water.
Wait, don't you? I also recall the mind of the adolescents who recognizes how they can skip in and out of class when they're getting bored from time to time, just to take a walk.
Yurko missed a whole segment recently in the bathroom.
Did he not get his extra credit?
No.
Did he not get his 1% match on his 401k for that? Okay, never mind.
The problem too is, like, I think it kind of started around when I was in high school. Kids would skip out of class to go vape in the bathrooms, and I think this is like to cut down on vaping in the bathrooms.
Oh, so this is an anti-vaping policy,
I think it's a veiled anti-vaping policy.
I think if you get caught vaping in the bathroom, you get suspended from school.
Yeah, but nobody catches you in the bathroom.
Did you ever vape?
No.
Don't look at me. I smoke cigarettes occasionally. I'm not going to vape. What are you laughing at? I'm not suggesting that it's good for you.
No, I know. I just love you. You're like, nah, no vaping for me. I just lung dart.
I think isn't vaping the
worse for you?
That's like the Diet Cola of cigarettes?
Yeah.
You don't know what's in it.
Probably in the long run, it's worse for you.
I said
course
that
it is.
Netflix, the Big Vape, I think it's called. Really good docuseries. It's like 3 episodes. It's
I
really
just
good.
don't do either.
NFL players say, well, you know what? Maybe we all strive to be you someday.
There you go. First time you ever said that.
NFL players say media policy is outdated. They want interviews outside of the locker room after nude incidents.
What are the nude incidents?
I'm going to get there. Earlier this year, during a meeting of the Pro Football Writers of America in Indianapolis, the organization's president, Calvin Watkins, told members that NFL players wanted to close team locker rooms to the media. Watkins, the league, and the NFL Players Association had been discussing the matter for some time, and so far the outcome was that nothing would change. Well, something is now changing. On Thursday, some individual players and at least one club, the Cincinnati Bengals, announced they would not be doing interviews in their locker room going forward. As you've heard from a couple of teams now, and the NFLPA is going to come out with a statement in an effort to protect the sanctity of the locker room and the comfort of the players. Each team is going to figure out a program to where we conduct our interviews outside of the locker room, said Bengals Senator Ted Karras, the team's union representative. Now, this doesn't bar you from the locker room. We can't do that. But what we want to do is get cameras off guys in private moments in our locker room.
Yeah, ask how long about that, right?
With the exception of game days, the players will be using a portion of the current NFL media access policy and enforcing it where it is seldom, if ever, enforced before. Each club will make players available during the normal practice week based on a Sunday game on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to accredited media for player interviews. This includes mandatory open locker room sessions for a minimum of 45 minutes on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. On Monday, player availability may occur in an open locker room format in an interview room or in other locations or virtually, but players must be available.
Here, like, I used to be against this, but now I understand it. And here's what here's my only caveat. As long as reporters are getting all the people they want.
Right.
Don't use this as an
The way to hide
excuse
guys.
to avoid an interview. Yeah. So, like, the open locker room is so that way when you go to your locker room, instant emotion, and you see every player because they have to get to their locker to get dressed. So if you want to talk to a certain player, you will see them. This could be another way they could avoid speaking.
Yeah.
But if this way every player would have to mandatory, if someone requests them that they would have to do a mandatory interview, I'm fine with it doing it anywhere.
Can I get extra credit if I'm totally nude?
No.
The old Joe Dumars.
Yeah, remember you remember
Wait,
that?
he's-
story?
I remember you telling that story.
Wasn't
my
there
friends-
lotion involved or
Yes,
powder?
yes. I was a junior in college, and I was so blown away that he was so casually sitting in the chair naked, lubing up his body with lotion, including downstairs, while all the microphones were in his face. And here I was, this Bulls fan, just in college, going into one of my first professional NBA locker rooms, standing next to Joe Dumars, watching him lotion his ding-dong, asking him about the Pacer game. It was very odd to
Maybe
me.
that was his way of trying to make the interviews go away sooner rather than later.
He was
'Cause
one of the
everyone would-
nicest guys there
Yeah.
was. He was killing two birds with one stone.
Maybe three birds with one stone.
Well, there were two stones downstairs.
People are getting salmon sperm injected into
What?
their faces. This
Oh, is this like the new Botox?
Yes. Salmon sperm injected into their faces. You know what they call that? Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but you can.
What? What's it called?
Nothing. It's called. We got to take a break and come back with a little Florida or Ohio. That's what
Is
we're
that
talking
like some
about.
sort of a necklace?
Nope.
I was thinking
What?
fish cocky.
What? I don't think you can say that.
I think it's a made-up
There's
word.
definitely no extra credit for you. Johnny just wants to go to the bathroom because he's got an overactive bladder, and you're in there making up dirty work. I guess we'll.